What's up, guys? Alright, I already reviewed the other new ancient spells, so I guess I'll go over the last one, which is Exsanguinate. It's a fire spell with 1 blood rune and 2 fire runes as the requirement. And on release, it used to be more than that, and I didn't want to use Exsanguinate back then because of the rune cost. Since on every ability cast you use runes, you were using a lot of blood runes per hour. So I held off on that. But now is a good time to go test it out. So Exsanguinate, on every ability cast, you gain a blood tithe stack, and every stack will increase your basic ability damage by 1%. And at 12 stacks, your Wrack will transform into Wrack and Rune, which is a quite strong ability. So let's go over that. What Wrack and Rune does is that it takes over your Wrack ability, and instead of being a weak ability, it becomes a 300% basic ability, and 360% if they're bound or stunned. And something extra is that it also boosts Combust. However, if you use Wrack and Ruin, it'll transform back into Wrack, and all your blood tithe stacks will be removed, so you'll have to cast Exsanguinate more again. Since the Wrack and Rune is a quite powerful basic ability, it seems like it should be worth it to just use Wrack and Rune whenever you can, and just gain the blood tithe stacks all over again. Because the amount that you deal, the extra damage that you deal from the blood tithe, is not enough for you to stay at 12 stacks and stop using Wrack and Rune. So I think you should use Wrack and Rune as much as you can. One benefit of staying at max stacks is that you will no longer use runes when you cast Exsanguinate. So if you want to do that, go ahead. Alright, I'm going to go test out the new ancient spell Exsanguinate at Wyverns. Why would you want to kill them? Well, they have some pretty good loot. You got some salvage, some coins, some crushed nests, prayer potions, wyvern bones, and some herbs. And of course they also drop the Wyvern crossbow, which is a lot of money, 127 mil at the moment. I don't go kill Vyres for prayer pots because I actually come here for the prayer pots. These guys drop a good amount of prayer pots and even drop Ranars, so you can make your own. However, they do not drop Snapegrass. And they also drop some soul runes, which, well, nowadays soul runes are used in a lot of spells, and you're gonna use a lot of them, so it's alright. Alright, so here I am just outside the Wyvern Cave. Let's just go see how much we get after an hour. Bam, just hit it 11k with Wrack and Ruin. Alright, right now I'm starved for inventory space because I'm using a blood reaver instead of a pack yak. One interesting thing about this place is that you got the frost mechanic, so you don't want to be completely frozen or else you'll be stunned. But you also don't want to be completely unfrozen because you'll take a lot of poison damage. Something that you don't see a lot in anywhere else in Runescape. Oh right, not on a Slayer task because I have killed a lot of these things off task, and I'm aiming for at least 300, so let's see how that goes. Oh, RDT, 50 uncut diamonds. Alright, it's almost 20 minutes in, and let's check out our rune count. Yeah, I spent about 100 fire runes and about 500 bloods. Yeah, that's really expensive, but before this update, it was even more. So at least we got a rune cost reduction. Well, just hit the damage cap. Well, that's the end of the hour, and this is what I got. This is high out value, so don't be discouraged. It's actually about 15 mil GP. Got a few coins. Got 689 wyvern bones. It's from 359 kills, and the rest was from its own drops, the noted drops. And then got some good alcopols and 148 prayer pots, which is a lot, I would say. Got some crush nets, some herbs, and some adrenaline crystals, which I think is a decent amount. And then 291 soul runes. And then, well, this is all the rest of the common drops. Okay, let's take a look at how much runes I used. Okay, so I started off with 10,000 fire runes and 5,000 blood runes. So I used over 1,500 blood runes, which is quite a bit. I would say that the upkeep is really hard to upkeep, and this is going to cost a few mil an hour just in blood runes. I was using Wrack and Rune quite a bit because I wanted to see how much damage it would do. So I wasn't going to save a lot of runes. I only saved a few runes because when I was at max stacks, sometimes I wouldn't use Wrack and Rune because whatever I was killing was almost dead, so I didn't want to waste a strong ability on that. So I waited until the next kill to use it. But overall, if you are using Wrack and Rune many times, liberally, you will be using a lot of blood runes. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, that's going to be the video, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.